please, dude, please, I'm begging you, please to stop posting content to make money. If you make educational content, if you teach people anything online, please, I want you to actually hear this first part because I can guarantee that pretty much almost nobody's going to tell you this. You might be one of the most powerful people on the entire internet right now, and I mean that. Think about what you actually do. You get a total stranger to stop scrolling and give you 10, 15, 20 minutes of their full attention. And you don't do it once, you do this literally over and over and over again to thousands of people every single week. That is the rarest thing that there is online. Period, point blank, period, no matter what. There are giant companies spending millions of dollars just to hold somebody's attention for 30 seconds. And you're holding it for 20 whole minutes for free just by being you. And this is the part that actually bugs me the most, that you have this superpower, this thing that almost nobody on Earth, on planet Earth, can actually pull off. And most creators end up using it to make money in one of the weakest ways possible. They end up playing what I call the influencer game. And this is quite literally Mr. Beast right here, where the influencer mindset is quite literally leaking out money out of his ears. And the influencer game might honestly be one of the worst ways to ever get rich off of all that attention you worked so hard to build. And this is why I'm saying, please stop posting content. Just so you know who this even is saying all this pizzazz to you, my name is Divine. I'm 24, and what I do is build the business behind educational YouTube channels. I've had creators pull in stuff like 28 grand in 4 days, 10 grand in 6 days with no new videos, no jumping subscribers, no brand deals, no nothing. Same audience that they already had. And here's some proof of these screenshots. You can zoom in if you want. I am building all this into $100 million company out of my parents' basement and beyond, and filming the whole thing while I do it. So if you want to watch that, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button here. I'm already subscribed to myself. And what I'm going to show you in this video is why being an influencer is such a bad way to make money, and why posting more content won't fix your income no matter how much you do, and the actual thing that does fixes it. And I'm not just going to talk, I'm going to prove it all with a real creator that I worked with named Dusty, who had a massive audience and was barely making anything off of it until we changed one simple thing. So, what the influencer game actually is and why it's a bad way to make money, I want to explain what I even mean by this influencer game, because you might be playing it right now without ever even calling it that. The influencer game is when your whole way of making money is basically this. You post content, you post content, you get attention, and you try to squeeze money straight out of that attention. Simple as that. So you run ads in your videos, you take brand deals, you do sponsorships, you throw affiliate links in your description. Your audience is kind of the product, and you're renting them out to whoever's willing to pay you for access to them. So look at this. This is a person with 26,000 people in their audience, 217,000 people on YouTube, and they're doing brand deals for Sony Alpha cameras. So they're renting out their brand trust and their audience for brands like Sony, for their audience to buy cameras and products that the brand is trying to promote with the audience. You are simply renting out all of your brand trust that you've built across quite literally hundreds of thousands of people for maybe a 4-figure deal from this brand that's paying you. Look at this other creator, 296,000 followers, 700,000 people on YouTube, and they're renting out this same brand trust and attention to what? Stand for creators? I don't even know what this is. I guess this is a software. So this software is paying this creator with dang near more than probably 1 million people across all platforms. Probably only 4 to 5 figures for this brand to rent out this creator's brand trust. This can make you money, of course. They probably got paid a decent amount, 4 figures, 5 figures for this. I'm not going to pretend that it can't. But this as your main plan, your main way of making money, this influencer mindset, this is why it's rough. And I want to explain a few reasons, the few reasons why. For one, the money is all over the place. 1 month, you land a couple brand deals, and oh yeah, you eating good. The next month, nobody's buying ad spots. Your views dip a little, and now you're stressed. It's up and down and up and down and up and down, and you can never really plan your life around money. Then there's the brand deal stuff itself, which is way more of a headache than people actually think. You've got the back and forth on the price, the contract, the brief, telling you exactly what you're allowed to say, the revisions, getting it approved, actually posting it, making the piece of content, and then sitting there waiting weeks or a month to get paid. And the second it's done, you're back to zero, hoping the next one comes. And on top of all that, according to actual words from creators who are at the top of their brand, of their niche, brand deals are not as significant and consistent as they've been prior. They're nowhere near as steady or as common as people think they are. Another thing, and this one is kind of sneaky because every single time you push somebody else's product to your audience, you're spending a little piece of the trust that you worked so hard to build. So you're that person that's paying you for a brand deal is literally stealing a little bit of the trust that you have worked very, very hard to build each and every single time you promote the brand. Because let's be real, are you really using the Sony camera? Are you really using the Stanley, the Stanford creators, or are you just promoting them to make money off of them, to make money off the fact that they're paying you? You do too much and your people start tuning you out. And this is actually what happened to one of our other creators. They start feeling like every video is just one big ad because it is at the end of the day. You're not actually using these products. You're just trying to make money. Let's be real. And yeah, of course, you want to feel aligned. You want to feel like, oh, yeah, the brand I'm promoting is, oh, I trust them. I would actually use them. But are you using them or not? That's the real question. That trust that you're spending is the exact thing that was making you powerful in the first place. And what is the biggest one of all? What is the biggest problem? What is the biggest problem in this entire influencer game? The whole influencer game runs on going viral and getting more views, which is not something you can control. You cannot control how many views you get. You can drop a great video and it flops. I could drop this masterclass and it could still flop. You can post some random thing and it blows up out of nowhere. I'm sure that happens all the time. You post something that you didn't think was gonna really get views or hit, all of a sudden hundreds of thousands of views, and you're like confused because you thought it wasn't gonna do well. You're basically betting your entire income on a slot machine that you literally cannot control. And with educational content, especially, you can only go viral so many times before it slows down. If your plan is just to keep posting and pray the views keep coming, you are putting your whole entire lifeline and income, energy, your emotions, everything on the one thing you literally have the least control over. And of course, I know you already feel this. That's why it's not even like I'm saying something that like you already don't even know. You probably already know this because you live that reality every single day. The problem is that you're probably blaming the wrong thing. If you're being real with yourself, you probably already feel some of this. Your income's inconsistent. Some months feel amazing, some months feel kind of scary, and you've been trying to figure out what's actually wrong. But this is where almost every creator gets it wrong. They blame the wrong thing. They go, okay, my content just is not good enough. I need to be better. I need to make better content. Or, maybe I need to find some viral trends or what's trending right now. Or I just need more views. Or maybe my audience just won't buy stuff from me. I need to post more reels on Instagram so that I can get more attention. Or I need to repost some of the viral videos I've made on my YouTube channel in the past. So just to get more attention, just to build up that momentum and snowball rolling down the hill again. Or maybe my offer is a problem, or maybe my product isn't good enough, or maybe I need to make a new course or launch again. So what do you go and do about it? You just go and make more content, of course. If this is what you think is the wrong thing, of course you're gonna just do what you think the solution is to these things. You're gonna make more content. You're gonna chase more views. You're gonna try to grow your audience even bigger, and you're gonna be playing the moves that the influencer game has taught you. These are the only moves the influencer game has taught you. So of course you're gonna naturally do these moves. That's why it makes total sense that you would think that way. But you are blaming the wrong thing, and I can actually prove it to you with real numbers. So this is the thing, like the content that you're creating, like that's not the problem. You don't need to get more views at all. In fact, you can stop posting for the next 30 days and still make $100,000 the next 30 days. I promise you, depending on how obviously big your audience is. This is a income disclaimer. I'm not promising uh, um, any amount made or created or because YouTube has been banning people recently. I don't know, man. I know you probably have seen some of the stuff, but yeah, this is the part that actually matters. The content is not the problem. You already won the hardest part of this entire game, and you probably don't even give yourself enough credit for it. You already have attention. You already have brand trust. People already love you. You've got 1,000 people who trust you and show up every single time that you post something, liking your stuff, engaging with you. And oh my goodness, like this is something that literally nobody else on earth can pull off. And creators don't realize how like what it actually means to have attention, to have people loving you and liking your stuff and wanting to be a part of things that you sell. Making more content is not going to fix your money because making more money has nothing to do with getting more views. Neither is getting more views because views were never the thing making the money in the first place. Like creating content and get more views does not make the money. It just builds the attention. Attention does not mean you're making money though. Views are just attention, and attention all by itself doesn't actually pay you anything. You can have all these attention, trust, and views into your YouTube channel, into your brand, and still not have that much money. And that's why you have hundreds of thousands of followers, and you're still only making maybe mid five figures a month, low five figures a month. That's because attention, trust, and views was never the bottleneck. You don't need to post more content. If views don't make money though, what actually does? It is actually whatever you have sitting behind your channel. And most creators have almost nothing back there. They've got this channel out front pulling in all this attention, and then behind it, there's no real offer, no real product, no system to actually turn all the attention into money. It is not attention that makes money. It's the system that turns the attention into money. That's what makes them money. And yes, you are probably thinking, "Oh, I have an offer. Oh, I have a product." But just because you think you have one, or just because you have one, doesn't mean you have a good one. So what happens? What happens like with all these views that you have and all this attention, but you don't have a way to turn that attention into money? All the attention just over time leaks out and just disappears, and it flows out in the form of money. Literally, all the attention, trust, and followers that you're gaining, yeah, you're pouring into this bucket, but you have all these holes that are leaking that quite literally don't allow all this attention, trust, and followers to turn into money. So it's leaking out basically in the form of water, but it's literally just money. The creators who actually get rich off their audience, they built something behind their channel. That's the truth of the matter. That's it. Anyone that you see who has made millions of dollars online as a creator that you're secretly jealous of, they actually built something behind their brand. That's it. Simple as that. They built a real offer that solves a real problem that people have. They made it dead simple for someone to go from just watching a video to actually buying. And they set it up so that people genuinely want it instead of having to hard sell anybody. And that is the actual game. That's literally it. That's all you have to do. It's not the content. It's not anything that you have to do. It's the business behind all of your content. Nobody builds that part. Nobody talks about that part. Everybody just talks about the front facing. Oh, getting more views, going viral, creator. And yeah, they maybe talk about monetization, but they talk about it in such a surface level, like oh, brand deals, sponsorships. What, bro? You're telling me you want to do brand deals when you've built an audience of tens of thousands of people who are waiting for you to charge them thousands of dollars for your expertise. They're going to be waiting for you. They're going to be waiting for you. And let me, in fact, explain this story so I can prove it to you. So this is Dusty's whole story. His story is basically the perfect example of everything I've just said thus far. Dusty and Aaron, they both run a vegan lifestyle channel. It's vegan family lifestyle and fitness. 200,000 subscribers on YouTube, over 500,000 people across all their platforms. Big audience, a bigger audience than what most creators will ever see. I'm telling you, most likely you watch this, you do not have their audience size. Most likely. People genuinely love them, and they were making decent money, around 25 grand a month, which is nothing, not shit. Sorry for my language, compared to how much they should be making with the amount of people that are across their platforms. Their money, in fact, was actually flatlining, and it was just inconsistent. The amount they were making every single month was just up and down, and their views were actually starting to drop. But here's the thing: they were already past the stage of where, like, okay, they understand that. Listen, just views and attention is not enough. I need to start to make money. But they were already selling stuff, but they were selling the wrong things. They had a membership at $79 a year with about 600 people in it. Does it sound pretty good? Yeah, maybe. Well, let's actually do the math. That's about $47,000 a year on top, and basically a full time job on top of the full time job that they have, literally creating content and building their brand. That's a full time job in itself. So they basically had another full time job, which is just keeping their whole community happy, on top of the full time job that they have of building their brand. So over 500,000 people follow these two, and the main thing that they built is making them only 47 grand a year while eating up all of their time. So clearly something is broken here. It's not as nice as you think it is. And it had nothing to do with the size of their audience. They had hundreds of thousands of people. They don't need to grow more. They don't need more views. And Dusty, for sure, felt it as well. He told me people kept saying to him, like, dude, I'd be a multi-millionaire by now if I had your following. So of course he knew. He could feel he was sitting on something huge and just not cashing in on it. So I want you to check out what he actually did, and really pay attention to also as well what we did not do. We didn't tell him to post more videos. We didn't tell him to try and grow his channel or try to change his content strategy or anything like that. He didn't need to do any of these things. We didn't chase a single brand deal. We don't care about these things. Like, it's beneath us. Like, Dusty and Aaron are way bigger than these brands. That's why the brands are trying to pay them for their attention and their audience, because the people with the audience are way bigger than these brands. We did not touch the front of his channel at all because that was never the problem. What we did was build the business behind his channel. We figured out what his audience actually wanted, the deeper result they were really after, and we built one real offer around that. Then a simple way for the right people to come in and buy it. That is all we did. All we did was build the business behind stuff. We figured out what his audience actually wanted, the deeper result they were really after, and we built one real offer around it. It is as simple as that. And of course, a simple way for the right people to come in and buy it, of course. So Dusty and Aaron's very first launch, we ran it off only 16 conversations. Very simple as that. He pulled in $28,000 in 4 days. After we went through this process right here, figuring out what the audience wanted, which is the deeper result they're really after, building one real offer around it, and presenting it in a way where it was simple for the right people to come in and buy it. After doing that, we made $28,000 in 4 days off 16 people. So I want to say that like one more time so this actually lands. Like, this membership that was making him 47 grand in a whole entire year, which is like what? Okay, so we made $28,000 in 4 days. pretty much we made how much we would make in probably what 7 8 months of work. We did that in 4 days. The same audience, the same content. We didn't add one single new subscriber intentionally. Of course, his brand grew. Their brand grew over time, but like we didn't care about that. Like that wasn't our focus. Like we were focusing on the this formula right here. Literally, simply this formula right here. And I documented this video as well. It's on my YouTube channel, so go check it out if you want. If you want to see it's kind of happening in real time. And this is obviously the part that just gets me because only about 100 people even raised their hand for this. Like, we actually capped how many people we let in on purpose. We could have easily done 50, 75 grand, even 100 grand, like just off this specific launch that we presented to his audience. We could have made so much money doing it. The man was there, but we did not want to let in a flood of people before we knew for sure that we could get them an amazing result. We want to focus on getting them amazing results first, and then use those foundations of getting those amazing results to make more money in the future. Because once you actually can prove that you can get results for people, of course, that allows you to go way bigger and build more trust so that making money becomes way, way simpler in the future. And so it's basically just building the right way. You don't want to just build to make money. You want to build so that you can optimize for amazing customer results, which makes you more money anyway. And that's the problem with these brand deals and like sponsorships and stuff. Like creators are only doing these things to make money. Let's be real. You don't care about the brand. You just care about the contract and how much money you getting paid. So why don't you make more money while also helping the people who you're selling and shilling to in the first place? Yeah, it's shilling. You're shilling. Let's just be real. When you can just create something that you truly, truly believe in, that gets people results and changes their lives, and then you will make a ton more money doing so as well. So that's really the whole point right there. Dusty did not need more people or more views or a single new video. He had everything he needed sitting right in front of him the entire time. He was just missing the business behind his channel. And please, I will just say this one last time. Please stop being an influencer. What I want you to do is to be the CEO of your brand. And let me put a period there to add some more emphasis. If there's one thing I want you to walk away, it is this. Don't be an influencer. Be the CEO of your own brand. The creator A is going to be focusing on more views. They're going to have a weak back end, and they're going to obviously make not that much money. The money is going to be leaking because the things that actually cause one to make money, which is the stuff behind the brand, is empty. It's missing. But rather be the CEO of your own brand. Maybe you might sacrifice, virality and views because you're not focused on getting more views anymore, but you're now more so focused on building a strong back end, something behind the attention and the views, which is what actually causes the attention and views to equal to money. So of course it's going to equal higher revenue. An influencer's whole job is to get attention and rent it out. Post, go viral, grab the brand deal, and rent all the attention. Hope the views hold up, and basically shield to your audience constantly. A CEO looks at that exact same audience in a completely different way. A CEO goes, okay, I've clearly got hundreds of thousands of people who trust me. So what real problem can I actually solve for them? And what can I build that they happily pay good money for? Same exact audience, completely different game. And you literally don't even have to turn into some big, serious suit and tie business person to do this. Like, I'm literally, like, bro, I mean, I'm chilling right now. You already have done the hard part. You built the trust and the attention. Being the CEO of your brand just means you finally start treating all of that attention like it's actually worth something because it is. These are people who literally love you and trust you and watch you and are subscribed to you and following your brand for a reason. So do that rather than giving all of that attention and trust to brands and the algorithm for literally scraps compared to how much you could be making, like hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, 7 figures, 8 figures, 9 figures. Like I said, no income claims because I mean it's scary out here. Yeah, I don't claim anything. So please, if you're a creator, I'm begging you to please stop posting content. If you're a creator and your income feels random every month and you've been stuck thinking you just need more views or better content or a bigger audience, I want you to hear me on this. It is 100% not your problem. It's not more views or better content. It's not your problem, I promise you. You very likely have way more than enough attention already. The thing that you're missing is the business behind all that attention. Simple as that. And that is obviously, clearly, conveniently, the exact thing I help educational creators build. We build the engine behind it the same way we did with Dusty. So if you have a real audience that trusts you, but deep down you know you should be making way more than you are, that's the thing to go fix next. And if you want to watch me build this consulting firm out of my parents' basement and beyond in real time, subscribe and I'll catch you in the next one. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you. Yeah, thanks.